On May 8, 1945, as Europe celebrated the end of World War II, a train rolled into the mountains of Lower Silesia and vanished forever. It was a heavily armored convoy with no passengers, no markings, and only one purpose: to disappear. According to survivors, Nazi officers loaded the wagons with chests of gold, diamonds, artworks, banknotes, and stolen wealth taken from across the continent. Treasures worth nearly $50 billion in today's value. Witnesses swore the train entered an underground tunnel system and was never seen again. For 80 years, treasure hunters, historians, intelligence agencies, and governments have searched for the truth. But the gold remains missing. And tonight, the file finally opens. To understand the gold train, we first have to understand the gold itself. From 1939 to 1945, Nazi Germany looted entire nations: Poland, Czechoslovakia, Greece, Belgium, France, Hungary, the Netherlands. No country was spared. Central banks were emptied. Jewish families were robbed of generations of savings. Art collections were taken, wedding rings melted, religious artifacts seized, and private vaults unlocked at gunpoint. Declassified Allied reports estimate that more than 600 metric tons of gold vanished during Nazi occupation. But after the war, only a fraction was ever recovered. That gap, that missing, unaccounted wealth, is what fuels the legend of the Nazi gold train. And the most suspicious period of all was the final desperate weeks of the war, when Germany knew defeat was coming and began hiding anything of value across secret locations. In early 1945, as Soviet forces closed in on Poland, Nazi officers in the city of Breslau, now Wrocław, began loading valuables onto trains. But one train was different from all the others. It was a long, armored military convoy, unlike anything civilians had seen. Witnesses described steel-reinforced wagons, no windows, a strange chemical smell, elite SS guards, and heavy cargo impossible to move by hand. The train traveled south toward the forests and mountains of Lower Silesia, and then the trail simply ended. Eyewitnesses claimed the train entered a tunnel near the town of WWII, a region filled with abandoned mines and wartime excavation sites. But after that sighting, nothing was ever recorded again. No exit, no evidence of destruction, no remains. A train weighing hundreds of tons had simply disappeared underground. Beneath WWII lies one of the most mysterious underground projects of the Nazi era, a vast system of tunnels known as Project Riese, meaning the giant. Hidden deep inside the Owl Mountains, this labyrinth of bunkers and chambers was built by thousands of slave laborers, many of whom never survived the construction. Its purpose remains unknown. Some believe it was intended as Hitler's final headquarters. Others suspect advanced weapon research. But locals have always believed something else, that Project Riese was meant to hide stolen gold. In 2015, two treasure hunters scanning an old railway embankment used ground-penetrating radar and claimed they detected a 90-meter-long metal object buried beneath layers of rock and soil, an object shaped exactly like a train. The Polish government secured the area. Excavation teams arrived. The world waited. And then suddenly, the digging stopped. Officials announced that no train had been found, yet no scans were released, no photographs shared, and no clear explanation given. The file was quietly closed. While the gold train vanished in Poland, another suspicious trail of gold appeared in the west: Switzerland. During the war, Swiss banks accepted vast quantities of Nazi gold with no questions asked. A later United States investigation revealed that large amounts of gold taken from Jewish families were melted down, re-stamped, as Reichsbank reserves and deposited into Swiss vaults. By 1946, billions in stolen wealth had entered the Swiss financial system. After the war, tens of thousands of families tried to reclaim their accounts, but most were labeled unclaimed. Swiss banks refused to release details. Documents disappeared. Vault records were destroyed. In 1997, an international inquiry estimated that up to $7 billion in assets were still missing. Even that number represented only a small portion of the total wartime theft. Some historians believe the gold train was part of a larger network of secret transfers. Others think it was supposed to reach Switzerland, but never made it. Another theory leads to Italy and the Vatican. After the war, thousands of Nazi officials escaped Europe using clandestine escape routes known as the rat lines. Some investigators believe these routes were financed by stolen gold. In 1998, a lawsuit alleged that Vatican officials knowingly handled Nazi assets and helped war criminals flee to South America. No definitive conclusion was ever reached, and key files remain sealed to this day. If the gold train existed, and if it carried billions in stolen wealth, it may have played a role in one of the largest covert operations in modern history. But nothing is proven. Only fragments. Only shadows scattered across Europe's most secretive locations. So what truly happened to the Nazi gold train? One theory suggests the train is still hidden inside Project Riese, sealed behind collapsed tunnels and unreachable chambers. Another theory claims the Soviets found the train first, emptied it, and classified everything. A third theory believes the train escaped south before the tunnels collapsed, moving toward Switzerland or Italy. And the final theory states that the gold train never existed at all, and that it was nothing more than a desperate wartime myth. Each theory answers something, and leaves something unanswered. The truth remains buried under decades of secrecy, political pressure, destroyed records, and unexplored tunnels. And yet, the mystery refuses to die. Europe today is peaceful, but beneath its mountains, forests, and railways lie unresolved ghosts. A train full of gold, stolen from millions, vanished into the dark. No passengers, no survivors, no recovery. Only a question that still echoes after 80 years. If billions in stolen gold truly disappeared, then who holds it now? The file remains open. And until the day the train is found, or definitively disproven, the mystery will continue to haunt Europe. This is Dark Europe Files, unsealing the stories that the continent chose to forget.